guys, MyHeroDeku here. Now, if y'all have been following the My Hero Academia manga in the most recent arc, in particular just these last 5-10 chapters, you would know that this is some of the best content we've seen, not just in this arc, but in the series as a whole, maybe even some Jump. I know that's a bit of a bold claim with series like Naruto and One Piece, but I think My Hero is definitely hitting its stride recently, and this chapter was for sure no different for me. Right off the bat, we start off the chapter seeing Best Genius, kind of the lead up before he jumps into the battle, and talking about how, curse you, Dobby, you were waiting for this moment to cause unrest with the population, as they already have dwindling faith in heroes, just like a lot of us, myself included, were saying last week. But in addition, it was interesting to see Dobby's reaction to Best Genius joining the fight, saying, "How are you still alive? Curse you, I saw the body." And Best Genius kind of saying, "You may have thought you saw the body, but that was actually my fibers and my fake body that I made for myself." Now all that was pretty interesting, but I found it really incredible that Best Genius was actually able to hold down Gigantomachia. Now obviously we saw as like Spinner was dragging him away as he realized the same thing that we as the audience were meant to, in that Gigantomachia couldn't put out his full force unless he was given orders from the Master, also known as Shiggy or All For One. It was still interesting to see that Best Genius had the force to hold him down, especially as we see later in the chapter that although it put him at risk and he had to give it full focus, he was still able to hold down Gigantomachia, at least up till present, with that full force, which is something I don't know if I really expected. I mean, I don't think this applies just to me, but I know a lot of us have kind of underestimated the strength that I think Best Genius has, and kind of forget that although he may not be the most impressive visually when compared to an Endeavor or an All Might or even a Hawks, he has definitely earned his spot as the number 3 hero, and that isn't something that's just for show necessarily. Now, that's basically all. We saw some taunting from Dobby towards obviously Shoya, which was pretty interesting because well, obviously Dobby was talking about how he planned to kill in Shoya to get back in Endeavor. I didn't really think it was anything personal towards Shoya, but it seems like maybe Dobby holds some kind of grudge towards Shoya for being that perfect son that Endeavor wanted, when he couldn't really be that during his time. Now I won't swear to that, could just be Dobby being Dobby and liking to mock and just taunt the Hero Society, but it was still interesting to see because I feel like personally it was probably a bit of character development for Dobby, which is something you like to see, you know? But that being said, there was also some interesting shots with Izuku, talking about how Shoya was the one that was hurting here most, obviously him being a part of the Todoroki family, and even if his body is destroyed like it is right now, he should be able to get up and help, especially when Best Genius was in trouble. But that's when we got to my favorite part of this chapter, and something I didn't even not see coming. Like, I think a lot of the reveals this arc we've seen coming, like the Toya Todoroki situation, or some of the information we got about Twice, that kind of thing. Those reveals were all kind of stuff we saw coming. Same with the Best Genius situation. Myself and a lot of other YouTubers kind of called that a couple of weeks in advance. But this moment I did not see coming at all. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, when Izuku is having one of those moments of like, oh god, I don't think I can do this, you know? Power! Miriam comes in out of the floor ready to save the day. Now that opens up a lot of potential obviously, because as things go on we know Shiggy still has those quirk eraser bullets, and as well as like the fact that now that Shiggy has All For One, obviously he can take quirks. Now this is a bit of like speculation and nothing to really go off of here, but if it was in fact Eri that returned Miriam's quirk to him, we could potentially in the future see like points where Eri can rewind people that have had their quirks stolen by All For One maybe, and like return them to him that way. Now I know that's a bit speculative and there's nothing to really base that off of, but I'm just thinking what we know about Eri's quirk currently is that she just like kind of rewinds time back to a previous state. So if she were to rewind their body back to a time before they had the quirk stolen, I feel like in theory that's something they could have opened up, which is personally the best way I can explain why we get that moment right here and now, outside of just needing that ray of hope as they put it. I think that was the name of this chapter actually, at least based on fan translations. But in particular, I feel like just like Best Genius, this is supposed to be a representation of that ray of hope for the citizens right now in the My Hero Academia world, just needing something to grab onto. Because obviously, with all the information Dobby dropped, there's going to be a lot more doubt from those people right now, and this should kind of subside that a bit and limit the blow. But I think for Izuku, seeing Miriam again, and a lot of the other UA students as well, obviously, just Miriam being there is gonna be that ray of hope, like, well, here's what we've managed to get back from them that we've lost before, and here's what we've seen that isn't true, and on their end, I feel like it'll be a good, just, boost for motivation, and kind of feel like they haven't lost this yet. Now, again, I've said this before, and, like, every week since, but I feel like the heroes are, unfortunately, going to lose this war arc, overall in the grand scheme of things, society-wise, but I do feel like this leaves a lot more opportunities for them to come back later. Now, one more thing I want to address. If you were just here for the chapter, you can leave now. Thank you for watching. But recently I did a video on the third movie announcement for My Hero Academia. We've got a bit of an update on that. The chapter starts off with an official announcement, so it is confirmed we are getting the third movie. Exciting stuff, I know. But on top of that, it is interesting to see that we also got a bit of a date. Now, nothing specific, not like a certain day, but we do know we are getting that movie summer 2021, which is honestly sooner than I was expecting, especially since we're not getting that new season till April. So it may just end up overlapping again. Now, obviously, it'd take a longer season than usual, but the potential is still there. And in particular, I think it backs up the case I was making during that video, that I think it'll be kind of a transition between Season 5 and 6 in the middle of that Endeavor internship arc, with obviously our main trio, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Deku. I won't swear to that, but it definitely seems like that's the path we're going down. But overall, that's all I really had to say on this week's chapter and kind of updates on My Hero news. If you have anything you want to add or anything I missed in this chapter, be sure to let me know in the comments below, because I always like getting corrections and stuff like that, just so I can keep myself kind of up to date with what's happening in the series, make sure I don't miss anything. But otherwise, this has been MyHeroDeku, signing off.